I was kind of debating whether the last film appearance of Subway Jared was a good point or not.
Just Jared's fine.
Call you Jared? Okay.
But you've apparently gone with it.
I figured it out, a way to sneak it in.
In a world filled with cinematic trash, it's easy to call out everything wrong with a movie. But what if we forced that lazy film criticism to stop hating on movies? What if they were forced to love them? We grabbed two of the most negative neck-bearded film critics on the internet and forced them to watch some of Hollywood's greatest dumpster fires. They'll go head-to-head, competing to see who can most convincingly defend these cinematic piles of Each man must fight to overcome his hatred, learn to love each wretched film, and confidently declare to the world that it is the best movie ever.
Best Movie Ever is going to be part of my new movie channel, Movie World, where we only talk movies. So hit that subscribe button, that bell for all alerts, and then smash that like button and leave a comment down below with the movie you want to torture us with next. Hey everybody, welcome to Best Movie Ever. I'm Andy Signore, always happy to be here with Vito!
Woo! I'm excited. Well, am I excited? We got a clunker of a movie this week.
This week we watched Jack and Jill, starring Adam Sandler and Adam Sandler as identical twins in Jack and Jill. Oh, Vito. I just want to get right through this one, I think.
We're going to just try to power through.
Now, we made one rule this week where we both knew there was one part of this movie that we knew we were going to both use. So to make this interesting, we both agreed to shake it out, and we're going to take this one out of contention, and that is...
Dunkachino?
Don't mind if I do.
What's my name? Dunkachino!
I mean, Dunkachino, without a doubt, is the best part of this movie.
It's the most memorable part of it. Maybe the only memorable part of Jack and Jill. It's kind of a meme onto itself now.
Say hello to my chocolate blend.
The fact that they got Pacino to do it and everything else, just the between the cringe and the actual funny, like it's just one of those, like, you're like, how is this on film? So we both agree that is the best part. It was just sort of too easy.
It's too easy.
So we're going to really make this harder because I don't know if I'm going to be able to find another 5 points, but we'll see what we got to do.
We'll try to get there.
But Dunkachino's out.
This must never be seen by anyone.
And last week, Vito, I'm sad to report, I lost pretty badly.
Oh, did you? Did you? I knew you were going to lose.
So I'm out for blood tonight. This is going to be
because you lost, you get to choose, as always, first or second. What do you think's the way to go here?
Oh, it's first this time. Definitely first.
Okay. All right.
You did do it. You gave me the first, and I somehow lost it. But I went a little
silly. You stumbled out of the gate. You stumbled out of the gate.
And I went silly. But, we'll see on this one if silly works, because we might need to both go there again.
We're going to really be grasping this time.
I'm going to start it then. All right, let's do this. Number one, why Jack and Jill is the best movie ever. And I got to go Al Pacino. It's not just Dunkachino, Vito, in this movie. Al Pacino commits like no other actor I know. There are moments in this film when I rewatched it again, which I can't believe this is now the second time I've watched Jack and Jill. There are moments in this film where I bought it. I bought Pacino falling in love with Sandler in drag. He's just so good of an actor. He commits even to this silly, stupid movie. And you just feel for him when he's talking about the girl from the Bronx and the amount of attention and energy and eye contact and just...
I made her happy. I made you happy.
It's so weird how much he commits that somehow Pacino is not the problem in this movie at all. Like, he's funny at times. I love when he's like on stage and he does the...
Don't you know me? Don't you know I would use all my power, all the power I have to keep a commercial like that from happening?
Is he seriously breaking out The Godfather?
There's just a bunch of funny moments with Pacino, and then even by the end, where he gives sort of that note, that speech.
I see a girl who wants recognition, but just never gets it. Yet, she has a heart so big, she finds happiness in seeing her brother receive it all.
It's touching. It's somehow touching in this movie as well. So I add to that the Dunkachino of all moments that he just even did in general. I'm just saying it's all Pacino. Not even taking the Dunkachino. The fact that Pacino committed to such things, everything throughout the whole movie. It is without a doubt what makes this film work. That Sandler was able to get Pacino, that Pacino was that agreed to do this, and then didn't just like phone it in or do it half-assed. Pacino commits like Pacino does, and I gotta say I loved Pacino in this film.
I mean, yeah, that was one of mine. Pacino commits to the character. Honestly, I kind of like the idea of this old, crazy, out of touch Al Pacino. I'd like to see more of that in another comedy movie, so it definitely worked.
All right, Vito, so over to you.
Now, one of the great things about Jack and Jill, I think, is that it continues the great comedic tradition of putting these wonderful comedians in a dress and having them show us the female side of things. I mean, this is a classic Hollywood trope. You got Mrs. Doubtfire, the Nutty Professor, all these classic movies where you take these comedians and you put them in a dress. I mean, I know some people are going to say that's offensive, that you shouldn't do it. I think there's still some comedy there. And here we get to see Adam Sandler as a woman playing Jill. I almost liked the character of Jill. I actually would forget that it was Adam Sandler sometimes. It actually felt like a different character. I think that, maybe the jokes weren't great, but just the way he really commits to that character. He really does try to play her as this kind of obnoxious woman from the Bronx, whatever else. The character, I thought, was kind of funny, and it's fun to see Adam Sandler not just playing, again, Adam Sandler, the slacker, yelling at everybody, whatever, trying to play a different character. And not only do you get Adam Sandler in a dress, but later on in the movie, who do we get, Andy?
David Spade.
The great David Spade. I don't know. Look, you can say that there's some problems with and maybe you won't even get comedies like that anymore because there are some weird political issues with it that I don't necessarily agree with. I think that if you look forward, look at the movie, it's not doing it in an offensive way. It's not doing anything demeaning to women or anyone else. It's just having a bit of fun, letting these actors like Adam Sandler play around. And again, in the style of the great comedies, like again, a Mrs. Doubtfire or something like that. I had a ton of fun with that. I liked it.
To put this in the league of Mrs. Doubtfire is offensive to me. I mean, to put in the league of the Gap Girls, Sarah Live skit that they already had done it in, better, I think, would be more close. But Sandler maybe has a good acting, but Sandler in drag. Oh my God, most grating character I've ever met in a film.
Every comedian needs the movie where you play the lady. Okay?
I mean, you didn't want to punch Jill throughout the whole movie?
Yeah, but that's the point. She's obnoxious. It's fun. It's funny that he's playing this obnoxious character. Again, I think it could have worked. It wasn't the best, but I think he at least committed to the character.
Interesting first choice, Vito. You went with the transphobic, unfunny number one.
Not transphobic. No, she's not trans. It's not trans.
Well, we don't know. She doesn't ever say, but I know it's
Adam Sandler. They even switch it up, and Adam Sandler pretends to be his sister as the male character.
Yeah, so he's definitely
There's layers.
All right, well, Vito, I mean, I'll let you go out there and hang yourself on that one. Wow, interesting first choice. Vito, You know what was actually amazing in this film?
What's that?
Those twin effects. I mean, I thought they had two Sandlers in this movie. There were so many shots throughout the film that I thought, oh my God, they really pulled this off. They're interacting, they're hitting each other, they're talking to each other, they're walking around, the stand-in work, the digital trickery, the fact that they had the timing of the sync of both Sandlers engaging as often as they did. I gotta say, I was watching it again and I was like, wow, this is quite impressive. They really had those two together. I believe that they were there. I believe this was a brother-sister. I really thought, like, wait, does Sandler have, like, some actual identical twin that I didn't know about? I totally bought it. The effects are great. There's some stunt funny work where they have stunt doubles for the falling.
You probably bought it even harder because Adam did such a good job portraying, again, a female character.
No, the character was annoying, but I'm saying I believed them together. I was like, wow, is this really a thing? So I got to say, the effect. Look at these shots I've been cutting to. This is some good stuff. How did they do that, Vito? I mean, the effect, digital trickery of the effects of getting these two twins. Bravo, Adam Sandler.
Yeah. Now show the shot where they're sleeping and Jill has her arm over Adam, and look at that green screened face on Jill. Great effects they got in this movie.
They're fantastic. I don't know what scene. I couldn't find that scene, Vito. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, don't give me that.
No, I couldn't find that scene. I don't know what you're talking about.
I
just skimmed through the whole movie. I couldn't find it. I don't know what you're talking about.
There's some terrible green
just looked through the whole movie. I didn't see a single shot like
that.
But all right. It looks like we're on we're on your number 2, Vito.
Oh, okay, good. I'm going to take one. I feel like this is an Andy one. I could be wrong. You know what's great about this movie? It has a true celebration of Hispanic culture. There is a great little theme here where Jill has been trying to find a man, trying to find someone who she truly connects with, and she meets Felipe, who is kind of the housekeeper of the Jack and Jill household, a Mexican man who makes a lot of jokes about his immigration status, but he always clarifies he's just joking.
I don't just do gardening. I do impressions too. When immigration shows up, I do a great impression of a tree. I'm kidding.
And at some point, Jill goes with him to a family celebration in the park.
Ready for the best Mexican food you ever had?
And there you see, and it's not done for comedic effect, it's not poking fun at Hispanic culture. Jill meets his family, you know, this wonderful Hispanic community. She says, I've never tried Mexican food. And now he's introducing her to his culture. She's trying their food. She plays their games, plays a little bit of soccer, even some break dancing. And again, it doesn't come off as, yes, it's funny that the crazy grandma is mad at her or whatever else. But ultimately, again, it's not coming down on Hispanic people and making them the butt of the joke. It's, look at how fun these guys are. You know, cast off the shackles of your boring lifestyle and embrace this fun and vibrant community. I thought that was great that Adam Sandler, you know, did this. I feel like it's a very positive representation. I don't know. I liked it.
I'm going to save my comment because I think I'm going to make that my number 3 because I think you missed that point, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because I'm going to say, instead of agreeing with you, so I'm just going to jump straight to my number 3, okay?
Okay.
This film is kind of brilliant and something I haven't seen in a while because they make so many offensive jokes with minorities that you couldn't get away with today. That's the spin I'm going to take. It's because he goes, I'm just kidding.
You make me feel like I just climbed out of the trunk of my cousin's car after driving 1,100 miles across the border.
Doesn't justify the fact that they are making so many stereotypical Mexican jokes, Hispanic jokes, immigration jokes. Let's not forget the homeless jokes at Thanksgiving.
I love how nice we are to this homeless man, a person we don't even know, who probably is pretending to be homeless. You don't look homeless to me, you're fat, you're Al-Qaeda.
That are pretty horrifying. Yeah. Or how about the weird adopted boy who tapes things around his body and then they make
you made him switch from being Indian.
What are you, a computer with? You would think he'd be the genius being from India.
They have so many weird moments throughout this film, and they do make trans jokes. There's a few moments where they go,
dude, way to yell at a chick. That's awesome.
That was a chick?
She's not a man, I checked, with her looking under her dress.
Yeah.
Dude, this film had the balls. I'll say it. This film had the balls to actually, for an Adam Sandler, Jack and Jill movie, this is a movie you could not make today with some of those jokes. Sandler has definitely cleaned up his act on the Netflix game. This is the world has changed and more politically correct. There's no way you could get away with some of those Mexican jokes, immigration jokes, Indian jokes. So I got to say, it was kind of refreshing in a weird way to see someone just not give a hell and just make a bunch of offensive jokes throughout the movie. So I got to disagree with you. I don't think it was a positive experience. I think it was a pretty impressive, hilarious, stereotypical impression of all of that.
No,
that's my take on this.
I think you're exaggerating saying this movie pushes the edge at all. I mean, maybe some of these jokes, you get a little more of a groan these days, but this movie is tame. None of that comedy is pushing any sort of edge. I don't buy it.
That weird adopted Indian kid duct taping salt shakers to his head, making fun of the adopted, how they're weird, and then they made a lot of Indian jokes of, oh yeah, I don't know. I'd like to say Vito has stolen any of mine. True Hispanic culture and comedian and dress trope.
You always go for these like heartstring ones. These like,
keep
well,
going, man. I was worried you would take all mine.
Or women. Like that's always one of yours.
Oh, I'm mixing it up. Maybe I get the points today.
Another great celebrity appearance. It's brief. And this movie has a lot of great celebrity appearances. We made a rule. You can't just say, all the celebrities. You got to pick individual ones. One great one. It's brief and it's short. But I did have a genuine laugh at Shaquille O'Neal with the ham. Tell me you didn't laugh at Shaquille O'Neal.
A ham this good only comes once a generation. Like me. I give this ham 4 rings. That's a hell of a good ham right there.
Adam Sandler's character makes commercials, right, for like an ad agency. And the whole part of the movie is that he's trying to get Al Pacino to be in this stupid Dunkachino commercial. And he's going through, again, another great celebrity in there. Nick Swardon, I believe is his name, who another comedian, is Adam's assistant. They're going through this footage of a Shaquille O'Neal commercial they've shot. And Shaquille O'Neal wearing a stupid wig.
Turn
the TV off.
Hold up a ham and just going, that's a hell of a good ham. And kissing it and whatever else. And Adam's like, what's with the wig? And he's like, oh, well, that was Shaq's idea. Adam's like, yeah, it's good that they won't be able to recognize Shaquille O'Neal because he's wearing a stupid wig. There's some jokes in this movie, again, when they grab the celebrities and have them do a little thing. And this was one of them that I think really, I don't know, I just like those little jokes. And this one, for me, I had a genuine laugh. I liked it.
Okay.
You didn't like Shaquille O'Neal with the ham, really?
No.
You really didn't laugh at that?
No, the wig joke. It was like, why is he this rich commercial director? It's the most expensive house ever, which makes it all so much more unlikable.
Yeah, it is a little weird.
It's so weird how rich he is, and we're supposed to feel they're gonna lose Dunkin' Donuts. Oh my God! They got
there's not
Shaq
a lot at stake.
And no, I didn't find any of the commercial jokes funny. It was just weirdly forced. Of like, America can relate to this rich commercial director. Oh, he put the wig on Shaq. Womp womp.
Look, there was a relatability issue when you see a guy in a mansion. Yeah, I don't know, sell your guest house. You'll probably
not
be
just
fine.
a mansion, but then a jet ski on his pool with the villa view.
Please don't destroy my pool.
But that does not take away from Shaq with a ham. Shaq with a ham.
Turn the TV off.
Solid number 3 from Vito, I'm going to say.
All right. Wow. All right. Well, I'm going to go number 4. You know what was actually impressive in this movie? And I didn't think it would be. This movie had product placement I actually want. I mean, talk about the Dunkachino. When Dunkachino comes on, I'm not talking about the bit, but when Dunkachino comes on, me and my friends were all like, man, I kind of want to go to Dunkin' Donuts and get a donut. It totally worked. Add to that, Vito, I would challenge, that Royal Caribbean cruise, the Allure of the Seas Oasis, holy crap, that looked amazing. There was like surfing and everything. Look at all I was like, I need to sign me up for a cruise. I mean, constantly. I mean, all the Sony TVs
You just stole another one of mine, by the way. Will you stop? I don't have that many.
I mean, it's the product placement. It's the Sony TVs.
I was going to say it's a great look at travel in the pre-pandemic situation. a great memory.
Oh, well, you don't
now
get the point. Yeah, well, I'm talking about the product placement. You didn't believe me, but it is because you just
because
acknowledged.
The product placement is
terrible. You just acknowledged that you liked the location. Well, guess what, Vito? That wasn't a location. That was a paid product placement where they went on a cruise because Santa's like, what else can I get for free since I'm a celebrity and take my friend somewhere? That was product placement, baby. And I got to say, I was impressed with it because I actually wanted it. All those track suits that Pacino and Sandler wear, the Adidas Nike. I mean, I want it. I mean, come on, they're on The Price is Right. I mean, look at that exposure. I wanted to go on The Price is Right. I want to go to the Staples Center. I want to buy a Sony TV.
Did you want some bottles of Pepto-Bismol?
Yeah, because,
did you want to drink Coca-Cola in the movie theater?
I wanted to go to a movie theater. Thank you for reminding me of that scene, too. All these amazing moments. I want to live vicariously through him. I want all the products they have. I have to say, who doesn't want a Dunkin' Donuts after watching Dunkachino? Who doesn't want a Dunkachino? You're like, yeah, I kind of could go for a Dunkachino. Let's be honest. You didn't want a Dunkachino after watching that?
I don't think the movie shows me a lot of stuff I want to buy is a valid.
Well,
a lot of consumer products.
Sometimes they shove in your face and you don't want it, but in this case, I did. All right, but back to you, number 4, Vito.
Well, if we're talking about some of the product placement in the movie, that does remind me of one of my points, which plays around a little bit with that product placement, and it also plays around with bringing back one of my favorite comedians of all time, the great Norm Macdonald. My whole body lit up with energy when I saw Norm come through the door for his date with Jill. It was tragically short. I wanted more Norm, but just the fact that he's in this movie for even a split second adds an extra star to whatever ranking you want to give it. Anytime Norm Macdonald is on screen, I can't help but laugh. He's got his great classic dry Norm delivery. He's hiding from Jill in the bathroom, clinging onto the thing. And, of course, it's the product placement because where are they eating? At a Coco's Bakery restaurant, of course. You better head on over there.
Right?
Sure. Yeah. That's not exactly what I liked about it. I just like seeing Norm interacting with Sandler, two SNL greats, of course, back together again for a short little scene. I just love Norm Macdonald so much. I was so happy to see him in this movie. So at least it's got that going for it.
Well, you took one of mine, Vito. That was the one I was.
Is that who you thought I was going to say?
Yeah, of course. That's the best cameo in the movie, without a doubt.
All right.
Yeah, no. And I love how he's trying to escape the movie, just like the audience member. Yeah, Norm is great. He's always a positive. So you took my one. All right. So I got
a huge positive.
It's a huge positive. You took my last one. I didn't have that many to begin with, Vito. I'm going to try and spin one we said we weren't going to do. It's not just about the amount of cameos, Vito. I'm going to go with I was surprised at who was into Cameo. These are people that in today's watching it, I'm talking about, I mean, you got Johnny Depp, who's now, justice for Johnny Depp, but who would have thought Johnny Depp showing up in this movie at a Lakers game? You got Kobe Bryant, where you're just like, oh my God, this is just making me sad seeing Kobe on the thing. And then out of nowhere, you got Jared from Subway.
Make the wish already. I'm hungry.
Screaming at somebody. And then like John McEnroe.
Idiots like you really make me mad.
And then you got Bruce Jenner.
You kidding? This is L.A. They got Bruce Jenner playing Lord Rivers.
Am I even allowed to say that, Vito? I don't know.
No. Yeah, well, you can.
But my point is, like, beyond just and there's more cameos. I won't just list all the cameos because there's way more. But just the fact that we have a movie with Johnny Depp, Kobe Bryant, on the IMDb as Johnny Depp, Kobe Bryant, Jared from Subway. It's kind of like Bruce Jenner. It's kind of like a game you can play at home of just like, wow, who could you? No one in the world could have guessed the amount of people that were going to be us. So it's kind of a fun, weird, and uncomfortable surprise throughout the movie of some of these people that you're just like, will this movie be able to play later with some of these people? Like that Jared from Subway scene is kind of just like you're watching him just like, and I mean, it's a clever cameo when Jared wasn't, a crazy,
I was kind of debating whether the last film appearance of Subway Jared was a good point or not.
Just Jared's fine.
Call you Jared? Okay.
But you've apparently gone with it.
I figured it out a way to sneak it in.
This is a positive.
As like a horrific joke, right? It's a horrific game of just like, wow, that's amazing. I mean, Johnny, it was great to see Johnny. He had a lot of fun in it, so I liked him.
That's
in
true,
a Justin Bieber t-shirt, no less.
And were you in Duran Duran?
Yes.
next to Al Pacino watching Kobe Bryant at a Lakers game. It is just the most surreal, I guess that's what it is, the most surreal cameos in a film. I can't think of another film that has more of a eclectic, surreal batch that I just found actually kind of entertaining to be like, wow, Billy Blanks is in this too? The Sham Wow guy?
Yeah,
I mean,
of course. That was one I had on my list as well.
Yeah, so overall, I got to give it, I ended up giving it props just because I was so impressed with the odd list of cameos that actually were interesting. But there were other ones, and we won't count it because you're not going there. But yeah, there were a couple other good actors that showed up, and it's like, oh, I missed that person or whatever. But
yeah, well, yeah, it was. I don't know if you stayed within the realm of. You can't just say it's got a lot of cameos, but you did say that cameos are eclectic.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, maybe. You at home decide if that's valid within the spirit of the rules. I'm not sure. But it was nice. Again, you keep stealing mine to see the Lakers, to see whatever else. You go so broad and you just end up naming everything.
Well, you got
to. Cross that off.
Part of the game is also it's the point.
Seems like part of the game is to pick a topic that you can cover as many things
topics as ever.
Anyone else? Yeah.
All right, final point, Vito.
All right, I had to go. I had to think about this one for a while because Andy stole pretty much every one of mine. But I did have one. I did have one remaining on my list, and I think it's a good one. Is that ultimately this is a movie with a heart. This is a movie about the importance of family. And no matter what you want to say about this movie, unlike some other stupid comedies, which are just all about people, hating each other and, a lot of animosity, this movie has a message, and the message is to keep your family together, keep your family close. Adam and his sister, Jack and Jill, they have this, contentious relationship where at the beginning of the movie, Jack does not want his sister to come visit. He wants her to leave as soon as possible. But then he realizes that his sister is lonely. Their mother has passed. She's living by herself in the Bronx. And he rediscovers his love for his sister, who he thought, so many people. I have a sister. I don't know about some of you in the audience. But growing up, yeah, maybe we had a contentious relationship and we weren't the best of friends. But now I relate to this. I call my sister all the time. I mean, I've dealt with the passing of a parent. And it did bring my family closer together. And now I talk to my sister all the time. So there is an emotional core to this movie. It's about a brother and sister rediscovering what they love about each other. Now, granted, it's Adam Sandler and Adam Sandler. It's Adam Sandler remembering that he loves Adam Sandler, sure. But I do think it works. There is a bit of sentimentality there that I felt it. Again, I think Adam Sandler does a good job of making those two characters different enough that I buy their relationship, and I buy the idea that, again, they start apart and they come back together. So maybe I'm a little sappy, a little sentimental, but I think that actually worked.
Wow, you brought in a dead parent to win this. Wow. That was impressive, I got to say.
You can't argue with me on this one.
I mean, I can just cut to the chocolate squirties joke to take all that out.
Aaron, I gotta go make some chocolate squirties. Oh, God. Oh, hold it. Oh, please.
Shut up. You got to let me have the sentimental point.
It's
true.
All these sentimental moments like this one.
I'm guessing Mexican?
No. Sentimental moments like this one.
Bungie para Nickell, pumpernickel.
It's freaking beautiful.
No, it is. No, I did not get teary-eyed. I mean, it's not at all serious. As Vito was way better monologue than the movie was, but you did point out the good effects again because you believed that they were together. See, I told you. But yeah, no, it's. I mean, I guess they have the moment at the end where he realizes he learns a lesson, just like most Sandler movies.
And I think if you're in the audience and you have a heart, you can't argue with my number 5.
Have a heart.
If you don't have a heart, you can vote for Andy. I mean, that's on you.
Well, Vito, we got through yet another one. I don't know why we didn't come up with a show where we watch good movies, but hey, hopefully the audience is having fun. You guys can vote down below on who gave the best debate points. Vito's 5 points were comedian and dress trope, True Hispanic Culture, Shaq with a Ham, Norm Macdonald, and the movie with heart. Mine was Al Pacino Committed, offensive jokes with minorities that you couldn't do today, amazing twin effects, product placement that you actually want. And what was my other one? Oh, and eclectic cameos that you would never imagine. Jared from Subway and Johnny Depp in the same movie. What an IMDb. So there you go. Who gave you the best points? I want you to go in the pinned comment for the link or the description and find the straw poll link. You can go vote for Vito or myself to say, who do you think sold you on what actually made Jack and Jill the, ready, Vito? Best movie ever! We still need one more thing from you guys, which is comments of movies to watch down below. Please make some suggestions. We got some fun ones coming. And if you haven't already subscribed here, hello, what are you waiting for? Hit Movie World, subscribe, hit the bell to all alerts, smash that like button, leave a comment as to what movie you want us to do next. And then why not share this on your Twitter or your Instagram or your Facebook or your TikTok or whatever thing you got.
Please share. Please tweet this out.
Yeah,
I think we're having a lot of fun with this
starting
show.
to get some
We
momentum.
just got to get people watching.
But so hopefully, please keep watching it. Bye, everybody! Oh, man,
fun.
that was crazy.
That was nuts. Glad you like Pepto-Bismol.
That's a joke from Jack and Jill.
What did Regis say?
Why does the stomach have all the good lines?